of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to an A.H.A.D moment, the calm before the storm, and host ministry, A.H.A.D. With me today we have Lord Holy-Apostle Deen Saleem, Holy Queen Mother Reb Saleem, and Brother Fabio Aziz is not here present with us today, but we wish them Ahezaah's peace and other blessing about their presence. And the audience out here in the class, may Ahezaah's peace and other blessing about your presence as well.
May Ahezaah's peace and other blessings about your presence.
Glorified and praised be Ahezaah. I think about something that I don't know many people who watch this program, some food for thought, that as we go through our daily lives, as we work, play, whatever we do, how many people ever give thought that the Lord is always present and there and accounted for in every aspect of your life? Many times people in general compartmentalize their life. They have what they call their social life, their work life, their play life, even their religious life. But Ahezaah explained to us on this path of the way, and sent down through his message, that religion is your way of life, and it encompasses every aspect of your life. So there's no separation between where Ahezaah sent down this path, and where you worship it, and where you play it. It's all inconclusive. So we're going to discuss that this evening, something for you to think about as you watch this program. Hopefully you'll enjoy and be educated in the process. Holy Apostle, because people many times have a tendency, like, whatever the day of worship is, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then as their work week go on, the Lord have become second or put in the back seat, so to speak, as part of their worship. Even though they may work, play, whatever they do, they don't include that as part of their worship to Ahezaah, as they go forth in their daily life. And it's expressed many times to people, because people think, they say, well, I pay my tithes or I give zakat. I'm doing my charity work, But if you worship Ahezaah, as Allah said in His holy books, when do you have separate time in your work atmosphere? Elders still present, and it's the remembrance that Allah speaks about constantly through different various programs that we do about the remembrance of Ahezaah that may help people in general understand that there is no separation in their walk with the Lord, so to speak,
Well, one of the greatest problems that we have when it comes to the religious thought is that people, their intelligence.
Okay.
Their intelligence is where they dig, how can I say it, they create a life of fault.
Okay.
See, for the most part, people don't understand how Satan exists in their lives. Right, they always look at Satan as being away from them, and therefore they can't see the difference in the divine covenant, the commandments of the Lord, and the fake covenants, the tainted covenants from the devil, that which the devil has put his hands in and misconstrued. They're formed. All the past religions off. The devil has stepped into all the religions. And see, people, they don't understand how Ahezaah, Allah, Amen, is in their lives and constantly manifesting mercy to them by continually renewing the religious code, renewing its commandments. They hear people say the laws of Allah, the laws of Allah never change. Right. And it continuously, through its laws, recreate or re-announce its commandments. And it does it as time goes on to different people or to the world of different times. So that man will get back on track as to what it gave us in the first day of our being here, in the form of humanity. And So it's that information.
Right.
When you think that information is your goal,
Yeah.
a collection of information is your goal. When you think that intelligence,
Right.
huh? Because intelligence is not, that's not the highest of Ahezaah.
Right. Right.
Intelligence, as a matter of fact, intelligence to man is one of the lowest. Think about us.
Right.
We think our highest mind is the greatest of Ahezaah,
Yeah.
the greatest of the reality. We think that.
Yeah, we do.
And we think that we are the most important thing. That's why
Yeah.
you got people running around talking about humanity is the cream of creation.
Yeah. That is true.
The best of all creation. Come on. And each man think that he or she is the most important thing to everyone else instead of them seeing that they are the most important to their own selves. So they throw their information and their knowledge on people. When they go out and collect knowledge, intelligence, they go out and collect it, and then they think, those who are misguided, they think whoever got the most knowledge, that's the one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Now, Ahezaah, in the name of our men, never said knowledge is your salvation.
That's right.
Huh? Never. It never confused its words.
Right.
You know, it let us know that knowledge is a way of life, an experience of life.
Right.
And it is all-knowing. It knows everything. It is knowledgeable of everything. It is in the knowledge of everything.
Right.
Huh? And as a favor to us, it has broke words down in English to tell us what they mean. And it's from its standpoint of view, like knowledge being knowing at the edge or on the ledge of life.
Right.
You know, we at the periphery. Knowledge has us at the periphery.
Okay.
Huh? But being of the knower in actuality, that's at the center. We got to go from the periphery, from the edge, to the center.
Right.
To be right with it.
Right.
But see, most of us want to hang out on the ledge, looking over. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Looking at hell down there. You know? And thinking that we stand above the world. You know? And so for religious people, they make that great mistake most of the time. Confusing knowledge.
Yeah.
You know? And you look at the greatest religions in the world. And you look at this new word that Allah has set down as the way of life. Right. It reinvigorated it. You know, it's what the Muslims of Arabia call Islam.
Right.
Huh? What the people of China call the path of the way. You know?
Right.
And you know, it reinvigorated it through us. But how many people can believe that Allah would not give the whole great masses of people the word at one time, or the great leaders that's in the foreign religions the word, but give just a small man and a small band of people this word to give to everybody, not realizing through what they've read, this is the way it's always been.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
But it's hard for them to accept. They want to see signs.
Yeah.
When Allah is showing the signs of prophecy today, we living in the day of prophecy. It's not a time that Allah has come down to the level of man's mind, to the level of my mind that is raised up to give the word where there's no prophecy going on. We living in the day of revelation.
Yes.
And people don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept that the devil created Christianity.
Yeah.
They don't want to accept that the devil has jumped into Islam and did the slop and danced all over the Muslims and brought about crookedness in the way of Islam. They don't want to see Islam or Christianity being like what they visualize Buddhism and Taoism and all those Hinduism all before and say, well, you know, they kind of off. They worshiping animals and they worshiping, stones, and they worshiping objects. They don't want to see that this is where they're going.
Right.
Or where they've gone.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see themselves as, you know, still having the right word. Well, you got the right word, but you don't have the right interpretation of the word.
Mm.
You've lost the interpretation. The devil has jumped in and interpreted for you. And people have accepted it. Now they let the devils outright lead. Now Allah prophesied through Prophet Muhammad.
That's right.
And others, through Jesus and others, that the day will be the day when the devil run rampant. And look at the world.
Oh, man.
How far do we got to go down into perversion for the people to say, oh, shucks, we need to come together. Those of us of righteous minds, righteous beliefs, need to come together and stop trying to mingle with the people of perversion. We need to come together and get out of the way of what Ahezaah going to do to them.
Right.
Huh? Because Ahezaah said the stars will fall in this day and time. And the stars is falling. And Hollywood and California, everything is going inside out, upside down. See, they could get angry with me saying these things. But you can't stop what Ahezaah is doing.
Right.
Huh? I've had people for years waiting to see me turn out to be the fool. Huh? And they going down slowly but surely. And everybody that come against me in this word, come against me and Ahezaah unseen, me and Gabriel unseen, they are being taken out. Slowly but surely.
Yes, sir.
So there we go with that. They can't see Ahezaah in their lives.
You said something so significant. When you talked about being on the periphery, the outer. Here either have you calling people to the reality we call spirituality in a way. Because everybody's dealing on the outer and the extreme external forms of religion can never go to the center to penetrate into the core of what Ahezaah is the essence of where it's all emanate from, coming out. Ahezaah always comes from the in out. Now I was thinking about what Allah said in the Quran. Out of darkness, 3 stages of darkness came the light. But people say, well, how can that be? If the light was created, or like you said about who came first, the chicken or the egg? They mill about and trying to figure out, unravel that riddle. When Allah said, it's clear. If it says in His word what it means, you say, and Ahezaah don't confuse His words. No. But people who interpret it, or the translators who have now become the handiworks of the devil, mistranslating Allah's words now, and then people say, see, religion can't be real because it ain't happening for me. I know one of the prayers that many times people say, they say, I prayed to the Lord, and it didn't answer my prayer. So therefore the Lord is not, it ain't real.
How about the guys who say, well, the Lord said to me?
Oh, yeah.
When they create their own words and their own thought and feelings and then apply that to what they can say, to what they say is the Lord speaking to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When they speak into their own self and dilute it, they say that the Lord speaks to them.
Right. But how many people look at that, you know? And I think about what Allah said in the Quran. And we had mentioned earlier in one of our earlier services how people, they don't want the hardship. No. They want always the ease. So when the Lord put the hardship, but that's from L2. But they said, no, they can't do, they just want to get attributes to the devil now. Destroy of a town thing. Oh, the devil and the Lord would never do that. And I think
who told him that?
About to say that.
The devil told him that.
Then I said, what about Sodom and Gomorrah and the time of Noah? When the Lord said it was going to do this thing, if the people didn't.
Oh, the scientists and them people who, you know, I forget what they call themselves, but they have turned to say that the Bible is not really real now. You know, a collection of stories that men have, you know, fantasized and put together and try to make this thing real. But, you know, the devil before the Lord.
Right, okay.
Before you get to the Lord, you must come to the devil.
Yes, that's right.
And people don't understand that. They say, how could you say that? Because that's the order. Allah put that order in there.
Right.
Allah don't fear losing anything because the devil belongs to it.
Right.
The devil can't have nothing away from the Lord. But the devil before the Lord. And most people can never get over their meeting with the devil, their trial with the devil, to get to the Lord. They get stuck in the devil on every level. Get stuck in them. Then they start thinking their devil was right. Huh? Now, beautiful thing that the Lord has done. It has left books of old that it let the devil trample through, through the men and gen of power. And it has left it for historical reasons. And by its power, by its will, it'll take certain people whom it favors and put them right into those crooked books. Those books that have been made crooked. And show them the straight way through that crookedness. By the process of elimination. It says eliminate that, that's not right, this not right, boom, 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 boom. It works from within, in the heart, in the mind, from the soul. You got to have those three together. Huh? Now, in the book, it leaves, in the Bible, it has left stories. It talked about Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. It explains that thing needs to be explained. And it talked about major stories like the devil trying Job, you know. And it said it prepared Job, and it said, now try him.
That's
huh?
Right, that's right.
We as humanity have to go through the same process that those prophets of old, whose stories were left behind, went through. Those who reject Allah have to go through the belly of the well and suffer hell and torment and what happened until they turn around and surrender to Allah, like Jonah.
That's right.
Huh? So if you don't understand that you gotta face the devil and your devil is there riding your back and it's within you, then how you gonna ever come to the Lord El? How you gonna come to the center of being?
Right.
You know, how you gonna break free of this hell on the periphery, the outer form?
I like to tell y'all, you break the inertia.
Yeah, you know,
to come up, and that's I think part of the devil's trick in tricking people is that, like you always said, it always makes people think it don't even exist.
It don't exist.
That's
so
everybody.
Wait a minute, you the devil.
Everybody outside of them, the devil. So, you know, but if you look back, like Allah said in the quiet time, when they get with their ringleaders, they never, especially Muslims, never question them. You know, who Allah talking about? They get their ringleaders. And Allah said in the Quran something so beautiful by saying that they take part of the book which they favor, then the other part they keep behind it. Then you have to ask, oh, what do Allah mean by that? Because part of anyone trying to become whole have to recognize the sign like the yin and yang, the negative and the positive of themselves, if they're seeking to really be of the free. Gotta recognize the negative of me is one and the same. There's no separation again.
But they can't because of their because of their miseducation. They're the collection of misinformation. They're a collection of bad knowledge. Bad intelligence. You know? See, if you don't acknowledge that the devil is your leader before you come unto Ahezaah, then how are you going to ever repent? You ever notice religious people, they're so self-righteous, so vile, so decrepit, so mean, so you know, subjective, you know, self-centered, huh? And as soon as they step off the path of evil, so-called, then they are righteous. Oh, I'm righteous now, and you ain't right, and you this and that and the other. In every religion.
That is true.
Every formed religion. Huh? They become so ugly and stagnated, and you can't break through that crown on their head. Huh? Because they all think they're kings and queens. The rulers. Huh?
Blessed and highly favored, as they terminology use a lot of times.
Slaves enslaving slaves and watching over slaves for the devil.
Yeah. Great way to put it.
Slaves enslaving slaves and watching over the slaves.
Wow.
For the devil.
Yeah.
Imprisoning, trying to imprison everybody on earth.
Yep.
Just like the jinn is doing with the people that's not in their organizations, in their private cults or what have you. They're trying to incarcerate the whole world, whether it be physical incarceration, mental incarceration, or spiritual, emotional incarceration. They're trying to incarcerate everybody and take control of it. Ahezaah has allowed them to do this thing. It prophesied to the prophets that it would allow them to run rampages in this day.
That's right.
Huh? And they running wild.
But like I said, who's seeing can't see for looking? Who can't recognize the signs again of hell?
Well, when you go to the asylums for some peace, right. You know, you want to go and meditate and what have you. You find out that the asylums have gone crooked. Yeah. They've let scientists come in who wants to mess with medicines instead of spirituality and turn the asylums into crazy houses. Right. And now the insane is running the asylums. Yeah. Huh? And you say, well, how did that come to be? You know, because once upon a time, asylum was a place, it was a haven. It was a haven, right. Now it's a place of shame. So you was in the asylum, huh? Right, right. The people look at yeah, the people look I was in the asylum.
And then when you in there, many times they make you a guinea pig for all those medicines you talking about.
Oh yeah, because the devil was ruling.
How does it affect you?
You know? They don't realize that their rejection of the Lord El is what messes their minds up. Yeah. You know? How can you come onto the straight way if you go crooked? And how could you surrender to the reality if you curse it in everything you see? Yeah. If you try to rule it in everything you see. If you try to overcome it in everything you see. Instead of submitting to it. Yeah. Huh? The Lord El in his beautiful wisdom said in the Holy Quran that it is closer to man than man is to his own jugular vein. Right. Huh? So true. And people still looking for Allah outside of themselves. And then when you tell them, well, Allah is to be found inside of you. They say, come on, this brother is gone, or this sister is gone. You hear what they saying? Like, Allah is in me, come on. And then those who hear that word and want to believe it, they start saying, I am Allah. I found the God in me. It's the God in me. Yeah, right. I hear a lady singing a song about it's the God in me because she's doing charity and stuff, and she's saying that people don't know what kind of, you know, they shouldn't judge her because she's doing charity in private, and it's the God in me. How she know it's the God in her? Because the God in man don't brag about what they doing. That's right. Huh? No matter what good she doing, is she sure it's the God in her? Because the devil will hide a long time doing goodly things to make you think that you're right with it, with the Lord Most High. Until it takes you off.
Isaac gave through Jesus that same saying when he said, it will come wolves in sheep's clothing, doing the good deeds and everything. And he said they will even deceive even the elect. Those who say there is Christ, here comes Jesus again, coming back. He'll fool even those people who say really believe. Yeah. So this is the day that you said again that we're living in. This is everybody looking for Jesus to come back. The Lord says something so beautiful in Revelation 5. The Lion of Judah, the David now. Got to go back to that. But they won't go back because their lords of evil have told them that Jesus is the bright and shining morning star. Right. That Jesus is the root of all backwards stuff, and they believe it. The man with the hair, nappy hair like sheep's wool is hanging up. I guess he got a process up on the cross. Right, yeah. And got conked out like Reverend Sharpton. Or blonde hair, the blue eyes. You know, I mean, it's just so ridiculous, man. But you know, when you think about it, man, it's like, how can they get free? Yeah. You know, if they don't want to be tried.
if they don't allow themselves to be trapped, if they don't abide by the Lord's word, His commandments, they don't tolerate the Lord's words. If they can't tolerate His commandments, how do they think they really can be free? See, this misinformation.
Yeah.
You know, that you think in terms of this. We extend ourselves. We try to give back. You know, they got all these so-called rich men, athletes talking about, yeah, we giving back.
Yeah.
Okay, we giving back too. We get the riches of the Lord and we trying to give back to the people. But the people come and say, well, if you religious, then why can't you help me? Why can't you give me some money, some charity?
Right.
You're supposed to be a religious organization. People come to us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the first thing they're looking for. Oh, they religious. I'm Muslim. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get me some money. I need help. That ain't it. That ain't the help. Jesus was a poor man. Muhammad was a poor man before he married Khadijah.
That's right.
You understand? Most of the prophets are poor people, but they're rich in the Lord El.
That's right.
They're rich in the rich of life.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, if somebody was to ask me, well, what do you want? $1 million or the word that's going to set you free to gather up $1 million yourself?
Right, okay.
Now, that's a tricky question. Most people say, give me that million. Bump that. I get the million, I buy the words, and I study the words. No, you ain't. You're going to be out there as a fool, spending up that $1 million so you get broke and say, I would have, could have, should have, but I didn't. You know, I had it and I did it. I did my thing. I lived.
Yeah.
That's what people do, right? Instead of recognizing the fact that if they get the word of wisdom to free them, and they follow the right course, they get more than $1 million.
Yeah.
And if the Lord El means for them to get $1 million or $1 billion, that's what they're going to get. It's like the man who came and said, would you like to have $1 million today or a penny double
right,
for a month? You know, every day you double your value, the money from that penny. Most people jump, give me that $1 million, not realizing how much money in 30 days from that penny being doubled that they would have. They can't see it because they don't think that far.
Yeah.
Many millions.
Yeah.
They can't think that far, and they have no patience.
I was about to say that because years ago, that same question had been posed. I would be one of the fools who said, give me the $1 million because you don't look down range far the road.
Yeah.
But now, as you do the calculations, you say, wait a minute, them pennies. Like, I found pennies on the ground, now I'm picking them up. Before but it's still money.
Well, out of respect of the Lord El, I pick them up. Out of respect, I'm not going to throw away something valuable.
Yeah, I'll pick it up,
Oh, that is a penny, you know.
You know, they made those saying, a penny earned, a penny wise, penny earned, whatever those little saying they have, but they made sense. But at the time, as a little kid, you don't really, can't hear, you know, somebody parting under you. You know, we're giving a sign, you know, to our New York audience, you know, we're going to continue this conversation, but we want to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you catch the part 2 of this conversation. Man, he's just peace and blessing with my presence.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you